morning. I wonder how your players have come back, particularly the England players, after that heartbreaking disappointment of not qualifying Team GB. Players like Luke Charles and Lauren James, Frank Kirby.
Yeah, they've all come back. They've all trained today, so they've all been on the grass. Listen, these players are professionals, and they've had a couple of days to digest it and get it out of the system. And no, I had no concerns going into training today. We give them an extra hour of recovery. So no, I had a good session. Just seen them all at lunch. They're all in good spirits.
Talk about the game now. Big team in Arsenal. When it's a team that you're playing, that you're so familiar with, that you've played with year in, year out, played against year in, year out, how do you strike that balance between trying to keep the opposition guessing, but also just doing the things that work well for you as a team?
I don't think of those things. You might, but I'm just thinking about getting the team back together after being away for 2 weeks. Everyone in our environment knows the way we play and what their roles are, and as long as they're clear, that's all I care about.
I wonder about the tactical advantage though. Do you not wonder or concern yourself with how you get that advantage, how you keep Jonas Eideveld and those Arsenal players guessing about what you're going to do tactically?
No, I don't. I never don't even think like that. I think in the same way I do, no matter the opponent, and my role is to prepare the team on the areas I prioritised. Denise does hers tomorrow. Stuart will do his as well, and then the analysts will work around us. No, I don't separate one game from another. They're all the same to me.
All the same? Yeah,
every game is like, you can't approach one game as bigger or smaller than the other. You have to approach everything in exactly the same way. I highly doubt you go into every interview and say, oh, I'll do a better job at this one because it's a bigger personality. You want to do your best in everything you do because that's what top pros do. They're just consistent all the time.
I suppose I asked that question though because there's more, it feels like there's more riding on this because you're going head to head with a team trying to stop you from winning the title.
Listen, we're in December. We're not even halfway yet. Like, that's miles away, all of that stuff. We're the away team. There's things you have to factor in when you play away from home. And we get all of that clear. But I genuinely don't approach the game any differently. We used to play in so many games, so many high-level games. Like, just approach them as we always do.
Yeah, like you say, you are the away team. It looks like it's going to be a big number of support at the Emirates. Almost 60,000 tickets sold. How will the players deal with that partisan crowd? Because the women's crowd is becoming more knowledgeable now, almost coming a little bit more hostile towards away teams.
I think my team's used to that, to be honest. In Champions League, domestically, these girls all play international football. The crowd is, I think, something we focus on least amount. But we're very, grateful it's going to be packed because it's always much more enjoyable when it is.
Any update on team news in terms of fitness concerns or injuries?
Yeah, Millie's still out. Jelena Kankovic, calf injury. She's been out maybe a little over 2 weeks so far. Melanie's back, Guru's back.
Big boost for the team, having Purples and Wrighton back. What are you expecting from them? Will they be able to?
Yeah, they're available for selection, both of them.
Thanks, Emma.
Yeah. Thanks, Jess.
Emma, how much do you personally enjoy going up against Jonas Eideveld?
I don't have any personal pleasures or displeasures against anyone I play. I know I'm going to enjoy every game, and I'll enjoy Sunday as I always enjoy the games against Arsenal, as they do against us. Top level teams playing against each other. Jonas and I both like the tactical sides of it because that's what coaches enjoy probably the most. So yeah, I don't, again, no particular importance to it being him any more than it was Willie Kirk.
Yeah, I mean they're getting better and better every year. What do they do well? What you've sort of pinpointed?
I mean, Arsenal have the most counter-attacking shots in the league. They're an unbelievable counter-attacking team, and they can cut you open in 2 or 3 passes and have such a threat on the last line. We've seen that in the games they've played, so I think they've got more depth than ever. And a team that's, they've been together, a lot of them, for a period of time, so they've got a lot of experience, but they've also got a lot a lot of new players that I think are adding different qualities to their team. They're a top team.
You spent time there early on in your career. How important was that to sort of learn and get to where you are now?
I mean, yeah, that was decades ago. I hate to say it. Yeah, I mean, working for Vic Akers has, without doubt, been one of the greatest joys of my life, and everything I learnt from him, I'm sure, has stood me in good stead. But you know, I don't. I hate to say it. I'm 47, and I don't really think too much about when I was 10, 11, 12 onwards anymore. But of course, I've had really fond memories of my time at Arsenal.
Do you tell the girls how important this game is? Big derby, big crowd?
No, I maybe if I hadn't have been here 11 years and been with this dressing room for a while, it's just business as usual for us. I'm very routined. So, and when you've experienced it a lot of times, I'm sure you can appreciate it. You know, I've played this fixture so many times, it isn't like something we're unfamiliar with. Like I said before, we just look forward to them.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ruben. Moose?
Hi, Emma. Can I take you back to the Nations League and the qualification for the Olympics? It was interesting that England had to play Scotland in that final game to win by a certain amount of goals. All the talk beforehand was about whether or not, for example, if England had the requisite goals and Scotland had a penalty, whether Aaron Cuthbert, who would be at the Olympics with GB, would score the penalty, or that sort of scenario. In future, should England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland be kept apart because of that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask that question to. Besides, I was at the Madonna concert, so I didn't see the game.
But in terms of avoiding having scenarios whereby people are saying, well, will players be trying absolutely because they'll be at the Olympics with GB?
I think clearly people don't understand rivalries to say those things. You think Scotland enjoy losing to England? No, they don't, and I'm sure they did everything they possibly could. England's quality was too good on the night, but to imply any player would throw something, I think, is an insult to the players.
You've spoken about this just being like any other game. You're approaching it like any other game, but it is quite big, because Arsenal, despite their struggles early season, are looking like they're going to be one of your biggest title rivals this year.
They were at the beginning. Nothing changed. They lost the game. They've scored the most goals in 90 plus minutes in the league. They've fought their way to be in the position they are, but they have outstanding qualities. Like, they've recruited and signed a lot of players, and they've got players that are good enough to play for any team in the world. Like, we shouldn't talk about Arsenal competing as a surprise. It should be an expectation. So it's nothing new to us.
At both ends of the pitch, there are world-class goal scorers, Beth Mead and Sam Kerr. Should we expect lots of goals?
I mean, when you look at it like that, I guess, but we don't know how they play out. You'd expect, they're at home, they're used to their pitch. Every home team always generally has a little bit of advantage in the fact they've got their own crowd and things like that. So, yeah, we're going away from home. We understand what we have to do, though. And I think no coach, to be honest with you, likes too many goals in games, because then it indicates either lots of errors or lots of transition. So I don't know what the scoreline will be, but I know we'll be prepared.
And is it, you've been talking about it being a normal fixture, but is every fixture you go into now away from home a little bit special for you because it's the last time you're going to do it? Is this really your last trip to the Emirates
I wish I want to say that it was something, but it isn't. I think because even since my announcement of leaving, like nothing has changed for me. I'm sure the players will tell you that. Like everything is exactly the same, and because I understand that to get anybody to perform, you can't think too far in the future, and you can't talk about the past. So if I've trained my own mind to think like that, I only think about training tomorrow, then Sunday. That's the only way I think.
But like Madonna's having her farewell tour, you went to the other night.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she was good, wasn't she?
It was amazing.
This is your farewell tour. I mean, this whole season is your farewell tour.
No, I'm not having that. One, you cannot put me in the same sentence with Madonna. Madonna's up there on her own merits for many different reasons. She's 63 and she struck the stage like she was a 25-year-old. It was masterful. Yeah, I don't think of it in those ways. As I said to you before, I'm really enjoying the players. I'm really enjoying the way we're playing. And I'll focus on keep improving that because that's what gives me joy every week.